back into the side tonight. McDonald, he's got the mark, he got a pay. It took something special and told us tonight he had something to prove. He felt like he owed his teammates. He wanted to prove to the league that he belonged and that he was an important part of the AFL system. Well, this is goal number 4. Could it be the match winner? He's got it.
T-Mac, it's fair to say it's been an interesting 12 months or so for you. You must just be enjoying getting some reward for effort now.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. It's been, well, it's been interesting for everyone, I guess. But yeah, it's been a more positive turnaround this year. Wasn't playing senior footy last year at the end of the season, and yeah, thought it wasn't going the way I wanted. So this year's been much more positive for the whole team, and individually to be just playing is a good thing. So yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster.
It's no secret your name was on the trade table late last year. How did that affect you, I guess, emotionally and coming into the season?
I knew it was coming for a while. Like we talked about it at the footy club beforehand, that looking for an opportunity elsewhere, it didn't come up. And so once it sort of got to that point, I was ready to, I was just ready to go back to pre-season, and they sort of said if you come back, you'll be fighting for your spot, and just like most blokes are really. So I just sort of thought I'll go back, and it wasn't weird. Like no one was weird about it. And I just thought, yeah, hopefully I can get in there and train well and get an opportunity, and that's what's happened.
I know you had a personal trainer. Did you do many things differently to get to this sort of form?
I really wanted to focus on some almost like NFL sort of agility stuff, a little bit of tennis movement, that sort of stuff that's typically you don't do it as a football player. You do more sort of repeat speed efforts, and you do a lot of it with the footy. But I wanted to try something different, so that's what we sort of focused on, was those really small area agility stuff that was a little bit different and fun. It was just a good change of pace, and made it a bit more exciting to go train in the off season.
Swan supporter trying to give him a hand.
Getting some free advice down there. That's a good looking kick. Tom McDonald's got it. He's got 3. He's got 3 already. Well played, McDonald. Got out of a tight situation. Left foot snap coming up. Brilliant goal, McDonald.
As BT pointed out in that last quarter, they didn't take ownership in the game. But this is the only thing they've been able to do, and now they're starting to do it.
The marking for tall players is probably the hardest thing to get in form. You often see in pre-season games, forwards are getting their hands to them but not marking it. And you see by mid-season, good players are really starting to mark the ball well. And there's exceptions to that, but I do think it takes the timing of it and learning the body contact takes a while to come back each year, and especially if you've come off an injury or haven't played for a while. So yeah, the more of a rhythm you get into, I think the better you get with it. I'd still like to be marking more, but it's more about being in the right spot to compete every time, and when you can mark it, you make the most of your opportunities.
We've got plenty of depth now in that key forward area. Is that healthy? There's always a little bit of pressure on the spots? Yeah,
very healthy, because you've got to play well or your spot's in jeopardy. And it's probably true in nearly every position on the ground at the moment. A lot of small forwards who are dominating the VFL who aren't getting a spot because Spargo and Pickett and Neil Bullen are playing so well. So it honestly sucks for guys who are missing out. Like, they want to be playing. But I guess the idea is just to take your opportunity when it comes, and there will be opportunities. Guys will either unfortunately get injured or maybe drop out of form, and most people will get a chance at some stage, just whether you take the chance when it comes. I think this year we're playing a more consistent brand of footy that, whether or not we deserve to be 8-0, I think we've been, we haven't had that letdown of a game or a period in a quarter or a half where it's been really, really poor. It's always been at a pretty solid standard. And so for us, that's helped bridge the gap between our best and our worst, which in the years past we haven't had. I don't think anyone's ever going to go undefeated all year, all the way through the grand final. So there'll be a loss at some stage, but how do we handle that? How do we just get back on the job and hopefully win the next week whenever that comes?